Welcome back, besties. It's another episode of Dare to Overshare, my favorite subject in the world, oversharing, because, it's a love language. Today, I have my friend Tyler Therapy, aka Bad Mother Puffa. She is so many things. She's a mother, an actress, an artist, a content creator, and so much more. And she has a lot to overshare about today. How's it going, girl?
It's going well. It's a beautiful day. Thanks for having me.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell me, first of all, let's do a little vibe check. So tell me how you're feeling. And when I say how are you feeling, I mean how are you actually feeling today?
Today is a better day than most because I have been going through it. Life, of course, has been lifing this whole entire year, but today is a really good day, and they have been getting better. So I'm just really excited to be here.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to get into, why you haven't been feeling that great lately and everything. So we're going to start with your first overshare. So the first one that you told me is, and I'm paraphrasing, you said, I got therapy after a mental health crisis that left me feeling stuck. Yeah. So let's talk about it, because that's an important subject for a lot of people who are going through something.
Yeah. For me, it was like an early midlife crisis type of thing, I guess, which honestly, I don't believe like midlife crises really come like in your 30s or it's stamped like that as far as timelines. But just in my personal timeline, I think it was just like one of those early stages of feeling like, man, I'm just stuck in the same kind of bubble. I can't even say it was a routine, but I mean, it was a routine, but it wasn't a routine that was ideal for the life that I wanted to live, if that makes sense. I'm a mom, so it was just very much so just being a mom, wearing that hat and doing what I can do for my kid and, clean house and, a partnership, like taking care of the household, making a house a home, and just kind of like losing myself in that sense because I wasn't creating content like I used to. Like I was a very heavy influencer and content creator, and I wasn't booking with brands, but it's just because also with that like lane, it was definitely, I was switching lanes because I was just getting so burnt out on that, and just really trying to find my purpose as the creator that I wanted to show up as online. And it was just taking a toll on me, especially as far as making money that way. And so, with me not doing that or my passion projects or like throwing these awesome events or whatever that I was doing, because I was doing too much.
I've been to Tyler events. They were great. Let me just say.
So it was just a lot where finally when I had to kind of take a look around and see that perhaps I was distracting myself or I was pouring into others so much. Also just being peacemaker or that sense of grounding for my family or whatever, like my extended family, So I felt stuck. I was like, who the puff is Tyler? Like, you know what I'm saying? And even with that, like, my puffisms come out because it's just like, before that was I suppressing her under like bad mother puffa, this alter ego or whatever that had to kind of come out because I was just like evolving or, like still trying to discover like, or get back to myself or call my energy back and all that stuff. So I was like, what am I going to do for real? Like, I need to really get into something healthier, like a healthier routine, and a healthier mindset, not feeling like I'm trapped within like four little walls of an apartment and can't get all my ideas out effectively or the way that I truly want. Because it just wasn't going that way. And I had to take up some therapy, some real therapy, y'all. I'm Tyler Therapy, but hey, I need some therapy too, because I'm not a real therapist, y'all. I just give you laughs and and fun and a shoulder to lean on and stuff like that. But, when it's my turn, I don't have that, you know what I'm saying? So I had to, on top of therapy, just lean into more positive outlooks and get busy with things that was going to drive my future. Like, I mean, honestly, y'all, I didn't even want to tell this, but because I'm on Dare to Overshare, I was not trying to say, I was trying to do this like little silent thing, but I even went back to school, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So like I've been working on myself and trying to get back to Tyler.
Yeah. And what you said was so interesting because I can relate, and I'm sure so many others, with that alter ego. I have Jackie Hollywood as my sort of host and content creator, alter ego. And, I am still very much me. And I'm sure online you were still very much you, but there's still this like mask that we sort of wear to present to the public. And a lot of the times we're still going through our own stuff, but yet we're trying to be this joy and this light and this positive person for everyone else to lean on, like you said, that shoulder to lean on. But then sometimes we feel like, well, what about us, know? So having that alter ego, and then like you said, you also are a mom. That's another hat that you wear. There's all these different things. So sometimes it is so possible to get lost in the sauce and you just almost forget who you are, and then just being able to bring yourself back. So do you feel as though going to therapy was something that really significantly helped you? And is there anything else on top of therapy that helped you find yourself again?
Yeah, I do think that therapy helped me a lot. And especially because I was also going through it with my grandmother. She was very sick. And so my whole family like bounded together to care for her. So like with therapy, it allowed me to kind of overshare all of the things I was going through, and then really pinpoint and prioritize like myself through each stage, but what really is important in like to just really to my mental on how to handle it all. You know what I mean? So it really, really helped my stress, like manage my stress, because again, I was still taking on a lot, and I put myself back in school too. But honestly, with the school stuff, I'm already like really good at school. And I think going to school as an adult is way easier. So that was like something that wasn't too hard.
Maybe that's a hot take right there.
Yeah.
Is it easier because you've already done school, so you know what to expect?
I think, that, and you just know what you're doing. Like you're not confused with your direction or whatever. You're going for one thing, you can't waste no time, no money, no nothing, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and then it's just too easy these days. Like with all the resources, if I don't understand something, like I will go to my chat GPT and say, break this down to a second grade level. Some college work, you know what I'm saying? And like, help me with my notes or whatever, like sometimes I'll be sitting in class and having chat GPT record like what the instructor is saying, and then it will take my notes for me. So it's just like
so helpful.
So it helps, and I was doing well in school. And so that was like something that I was actually looking forward to, because I'm like, at least I'm doing well in this part, you know what I'm saying? But again, therapy helped me like manage like just all those things, and like honestly how to cope with things, like better ways, like where to go, for like use my resources. Like for example, I had a jacuzzi at my grandmother's house, but I wasn't going there, you know what I mean? So now it's like I started really using the jacuzzi, like, oh, okay, well, it's here. Let me adjust my schedule to wake up early so I can, take advantage of it early, hear the birds chirping. Like, it's just things that you have to do to take care of yourself too, rather than being upset or sad about the things like you really can't control.
Yeah, that's so true. So what is it like then being a mom and having that responsibility of caring for this whole person who can't really take care of themselves fully, and yet you're going through your own stuff? Because I'm not a mom, so I don't understand. My mom is always trying to explain to me what it's like to be a mom and why she's always worried about things and that sort of thing. But it's so hard to understand when you're not a parent what it's like to have to do that and also like balance the time.
Your life and time.
Yeah.
It's A huge adjustment. I think women, as soon as they become a mom, they evolve immediately, and they kind of have to take a moment to like reintroduce themselves to everybody, and because their priorities and just everything changes, and that's what snaps into your mind. Like, yeah, I have to take care of this whole human being, and so honestly, like I even wrote down like a priority list, and my son is number one, And so I think about like when I wake up, okay, let me figure out his schedule first. What's he going to do for the day? So then I can then come in kind of after him. Like I was homeschooling him for a long time as well. So that probably added to my stress as well. But it also inspired me, honestly, to see how his mind developed all these years from kindergarten to now he's starting second grade, where I enrolled him in school now. But it's just like it inspired me to even take childhood development in college. So that's what I'm going for. But like I said, it's just, I don't know. I fell in love with being a mom so much that I wanted to be the best at it. And it's just like something that I look forward to being good at, and making sure he's proud of me, making sure that he becomes a really good human and man. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. Cause like I need my son to become an emotionally intelligent man and like not be out here, mentally confusing folks' daughters.
With you as a mom, I am not worried about your son. So I'm telling you that right now.
He's so precious and so sweet. And it's just like, I already know, like, and these are just children in general. Children are pure, sweet, like humans. Okay. And so it's just really up to us on how we mold them, or like the influence that we have in their life. And so it's interesting because I'm like, here I am, an influencer, which I don't really like to use that term so much, but why I'm all out here influencing other folks and inspiring other folks and their life and their potential and all this stuff, I really need to be influencing and digging into my child. And like, it's so important. It's really, really important. That's why I like fell into a passion for it, and even wanted to dive into more like, how can I dig into his brain to just make him the best person? But also I have to lead by example, and I have to be the best me. I have to be strong. I have to be just all these things, where if he's not going to get it from the outside world, like he's going to get it from his mama.
Yeah. And you can't pour from an empty cup. I love that saying. It may be overused, but it's so true, because if you're not loving on yourself and giving yourself all the self-care and self-love as much as you possibly can, it's so hard to, then that stress comes up. It's so hard to take care of somebody else. Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure? Because I heard you say that you wanted to be the best at being a mom possible.
Yeah, which is impossible.
Right. I mean,
and it could also add to like, the pressure, the stress, but it's just possible to just do your absolute best, and when you are not at your best, you are not gonna perform well for your child, and it is so important. I like during those dark moments or whatever, where my mental was unstable, like I was not, as patient or whatever as I normally am, or, I can't explain things to my best ability or whatever, you know what I mean?
Did you talk to your son about, I'm going through something right now, and that's why I'm being impatient with you?
I'm glad you said that, because honestly, I had to say that out loud more recently when my grandmother passed. I was grieving very heavily, and it was hard, and like I feel so bad, but I'm about to cry because it's mom guilt. But like I was struggling and I was snapping at him, and I had to finally say like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm just going through something, so I'm really struggling with mama's death. Like it's hurtful to me because just like Gigi, which is my mom, Tim, I'm like, just like, if you lost Gigi, that would hurt you so, so bad. And I don't have like the most patience right now. And I was mad at myself because I found myself I even told my friends, I was like, I haven't been nice to Tosh, But my son is so amazing because he's like, he knows, right? So like the next day when it kind of happened again, he was like, oh, he patted me on my back. It's like, oh, mommy, I understand. It's just because I know that you're going through, with mama dying. And it's just so funny because like sometimes kids are a little harsh and they're like, oh yeah, like she's dying. She's with mama dying and she's dead now. And you just,
well, kids, they have no filter. Yeah. And it's actually so great.
Like, she just had to die. But with the way he told me though, he's like, she had to die, mommy. It was her time. God just like come back to heaven, she's with God now, blah, blah, blah. So it's like harsh, but sweet. And I'm just like, you're so right. It was.
Sometimes it takes a kid to remind us what life is really all about because they're not brainwashed yet by traumas and triggers and all sorts of cultural and social media and society. Like they're just pure. Whatever they think, that's just what comes out. They're not filtering it a certain way to, oh, let me say it like that. So she takes it like that. And so you just get the pure, direct thing from a kid, and it's just so sweet that you obviously raised him so well for him to be like, oh, it's okay. I get why you're being like that with me today. And kids are resilient, and you know what? He'll forgive and forget and all that. And I'm sure even in the times when you were impatient with him, that it wasn't anything too crazy.
He didn't even understand. Yeah, he didn't even understand. He probably thought it was just some regular discipline or whatever. But I know myself. Like I'm telling you, anything, and that's also too why I'm so happy that I'm breaking generational curses and traumas and just all that stuff because. As soon as I feel it, I'll like apologize or I'll adjust myself like right away. I'll be like, oh, okay. I don't know, but cannabis helps. But yeah, as soon as I feel it, I'm just like, okay, no, you're being too much, or like take a deep breath, or because he's just a kid.
And it's that self-awareness that so many people don't have, parent or not a parent. I mean, so many people just don't have the self-awareness to switch that on and say, oh, no, I didn't mean that. Let me backtrack and let me redo that. Or how can I be better? And that's what I think that this collective consciousness right now, there's so much going on in the world. There's so much craziness and terrible things. But I think as humanity, we are evolving, and a lot more people are more aware of how they are acting and things like that. So I have hope for our next generation of kids growing up that they will be the better version of us, right?
Yeah. And I have hope for that too. Like, I think collectively as people, and I don't know if it's millennials or zillennials or whatever, Gen Zers, but we just like collectively as folks, like we're moving in an era or a wave that is exactly what you said. Like we're not doing that with our children. We're not doing it. We're not raising another generation to be. I mean, at least I can try and say most of us are. I mean, they're the Gen Alpha or whatever they talking about.
That's the new.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, they're just going to be raised on social media and AI without even knowing what life is like without that. So that is a little bit worrisome.
It's concerning.
But as a parent, if you're able to, just make them understand that there's a life outside of technology as well. And technology is great. And I love AI. I love ChatGPT. I love it. There's also nature. There's also communication with your fellow peers,
and balance. You got to have balance. I'm a Libra, so I'm all about balance. So I think that's also why, even like kind of going back to the little mental breakdown stuff, I was off balance. Like if Libras are off balance,
that scale's tipping, right?
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's also too why I went to isolation. I was like, enough of y'all. Enough of this community, enough of the friends, enough of the events, enough of the online presence. I gotta
You need to take a step
be back
back.
for me. I gotta isolate. I gotta be alone. Like, as much as we like to be, extroverted and all this stuff, we still like to be alone. And it was just too long of a period that I let it go on, without coming back to me. So I'm really just in this era of like calling my energy back.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that. I mean, we all need our solitude and isolation, but like you said, too long, now you're teetering the line of isolating to a point where you feel like you're in a mental hospital and there's nobody there, your white walls and so then that balance, again, it's just reaching out to your community when you need them, or maybe the community that you had isn't what you need right now. Maybe you need a different community. You never know, right? I've switched up my community and my tribe a little bit over the years, just depending on how I grow. And I think it's so healthy to find sometimes you just need new people, new friends, new this, new that. And then the old people will be there. If they resonate with you still, they'll come with you on the journey,
That's true.
And if they don't,
peace.
Deuces. All right, let's move on to the next overshare, which is, you said, I used to pour into the potential I saw in others instead of investing into my potential, which I know now you said you're going to school and therapy and all those things, but talk to me about when you realized, when was that moment that you were like, I'm doing too much for others?
Oh my gosh. I had a realization of that just over and over again, but more recently, like even last year, with a friendship, I was friends with this person for a while, like 5 years probably. And just with that last year, like and over the years too, like I would always promote or help or support and vice versa. She's the same, you know what I mean? But it was just got to a point where it was like almost like she was my baby or something, and
you already have a kid.
Yeah, it's like, I get it, I'm a mom, but like, come on now, I already have a kid. And it was even to the point where other people were like, is that your daughter? Like, come on, because you do so much for her. And, I just felt like, well, she does a lot for me too and all that stuff. But it got to a point where it was just pulling on my literal life. Okay. And I was just like, okay, I can't, you're just asking too much of me. I've been helping you this whole time because I see the potential in what you can become, even without me, you know what I'm saying? But in this moment too, like, I'm going to rock with you because I've always been rocking with you, but it's really neither here nor there. It's just the fact that like, that was just more of a recent situation where, like, again, still pouring into folks' businesses and stuff with this particular person too. Like, it's just distractions. You know what I'm saying? I could have been doing me a little bit harder than, making sure I was available or just access to me all the time for others, not even just friendships, but my relationship too. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you finally like come into a light bulb moment of it's like, oh, hold up, I'm doing way too much. I'm doing too much for this person, that person, this person. If I'm going to do too much, it needs to be for me and my kid. I'm sorry. Like my priorities is just different. Like my life is different. I don't knock another person for where they're at in their life, in their journey, at whatever pace that they're going. But when I'm starting to see it's not aligning or, and I have been pouring and pouring and pouring so much into these people and it's not reciprocated, in the fashion that I needed, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry if that hurts to hear from other people. Like maybe they did try, maybe they felt like they were, oh, I did this, I did that, da, da, da. It just was not in the capacity or the fashion that I truthfully needed, because I'm telling you, my cup was still empty. So I just had to shift gears. And like we kind of touched on earlier, I had to figure out what I really needed for myself, for my future and for me and my son and what that looks like. And yeah, so I was like, let me get back focused on me, you know, because again, it's just distractions. Like, and that's my own fault. And I take accountability for that because I allowed myself to get caught up in other people's lives, other people's worlds, other people's perspectives of me on how I could help them, you know, or whatever. And then sometimes it's crazy because when folks see that, you know, oh, you don't really got nothing popping for me. Like, you can't really help me in the capacity that I thought, you know? So then they end up ditching you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, cause you thought I had it going on like that. But I'm really just trying my best myself. And if I really got to myself and eliminated you as a distraction, I would have it going on like that.
Right.
But for me, not for you.
Yeah, that's when you weed out the fake friends. Because one thing, I'm so full of these cliche terms, but they're so true. It's like when you try to please everybody, you please nobody. Yeah. Because how can you give 100% to that person, 100% to that person, 100% to that person? Because you only have 100%. So now it's like, you know, use 90% on yourself and 10% on everybody else. So I can understand how that gets exhausting because I used to be the same way. It's that people pleaser energy. Yeah. And you know what? That's so common. It's so common. Let me so I know so many people that I talk to just in life in general, let alone on this show, come to me with that. They're like, I used to just please everybody else. Now I'm in the era of taking care of myself. And I just want to reiterate that does not make you selfish. I think people forget that pleasing yourself before you please others does not make you selfish. And if it does make you selfish, then it makes you selfish in a good way. Yeah. Because you have to do that.
I was going to say it's a good selfishness. It's not a narcissistic.
Yeah. I don't think selfish has to be negative. Yeah. You know, I think we look at that term as a negative, but it doesn't have to be negative because if you take care of yourself, again, now you are so fulfilled in your life that you have the energy, you have the resources to help those that deserve your help. I mean, again, you're not going to help every single person that you in the world. Yeah. But it just makes so much more sense. So I'm so glad that so many people are coming out of this people pleaser energy that I also have been working on coming out of myself, and it's so liberating.
Yeah, it is. Like it is it's freeing. Again, it's freeing. It's calling your energy back. It's like stepping back into your power. So you could fuel your purpose, honestly.
Yes. So. Cheers to that. Let's do a little quick cheers break. I actually am sponsored by this amazing drink brand called Vibes. This is for mind and body, and this has magnesium in it. We were just talking about magnesium earlier. Apparently it's really good for you and it chills you out and it's good for your brain and your body and all those things. So I actually really love this. And the ingredients are super clean in here. So I'm a fan. If you want to get 10% off of your order, Jackie Hollywood on Vibes website. And that's Vibes, VYBES. Okay. So I'm going to take a little sip and cheers. And then we're going to move on to hot takes. Sorry, you guys all have to hear me drink every episode. If you like ASMR, let me do that again for you.
Pinky's out.
All right. Let's move on to hot takes. Now, hot takes. These are things that you feel strongly about that maybe other people feel strongly about in the opposite direction, or maybe they'll agree with you. But I love this part because sometimes we're almost afraid to give these hot takes in our daily life because we don't know what we're going to be met with. So I love yours. We're going to start with the first one, which you said, birds of a feather flock together. If his boys are trash, then you're probably compost. And I died laughing at that.
Man, you trashy, you compost.
So tell me what you mean by that.
Man, I just went through this, but I'm just like, okay. Honestly, men always want to try to put it on women too, like, oh, birds of a feather flock together. But it goes both ways because, if your whole guy group is trash, like filth, like the girlies don't want y'all, okay? Then the girl talking to the other dude, like in the main group or whatever, he's trash too. They're all trash. Just throw them away.
So you just mean in general when these guys, this group of guys or girls or whoever are cheaters or liars or just not self-aware, emotionally unintelligent. You're saying that if that's your friend group, you can't be the one exception because you're hanging out with these people, right?
No. I'm telling you, even if they try to mask it all, it will all like come out eventually, or one spurts of it is going to come out. You know what I mean? Like, I think too, and I guess I am speaking on the men for right now, just because like men, for some reason, they give like the other men, like all this respect. You know what I'm saying? Oh, respect. I respect you. I respect you. I respect. And it's just like, what are you respecting? Like, what are you respecting about each other? What is that man really doing in their life, manhood journey that you truly respect that isn't toxic masculinity, like driven? You know what I'm saying? And so even if I would say like one of your homeboys don't have 3 traits of your other homeboys, they got probably 2 others, because y'all giving respect on the wrong things is just irritating, honestly.
What would you say are the top toxic masculinity traits that you can think of?
I'm tired of y'all saying if the dude pays bills, pays for the rent and or whatever, it's just like what he says or something. Because I had a conversation.
Oh, like he can control if he does that?
Control everything or whatever. Because again, like I said, it's the woman that makes a house a home, right? And pretty much what they are paying for, the woman filled that whole entire home. Okay. With her money, her everything, her love, her care, her nurturing, all that stuff. But if they are upset about something or whatever, it's just like you can't even really say nothing because the dude pays the bills, pays the rent, pays the whatever. So it's so funny because even when, in my case, when I went and talked to one of his homeboys, I'm like telling him these things, and it's so funny because I know his homeboy from back in the day. So I'm thinking like we have some type of history that we can talk to on just a regular topic. But of course, because they're men, it's just like everything I literally said went out the window because he said, question, does he pay the rent?
Oh no.
Does he pay the bills? And I'm just like, okay, I can't talk to you because that doesn't dismiss everything I just said that he do wrong.
And being a mom is a full-time job on top of it. So
it's just so funny. And, it's like men will place you in positions where it's like, oh, I don't want you to pay for anything. I provide. Oh, I respect you on that, man. I respect that you're a provider, man. I respect that. But like, that's the choice that you made because you would have to provide for yourself anyways. Then you want to be all, no, I got it. I provide for you. But then you want that only so you could be like, my house, my rent, my bills.
Well, how do you feel about a sort of 50-50, maybe not exactly split down the line, but how do you feel about a partnership that's a little bit more equal? Do you think that makes more sense then?
If you got a man who feels like he's struggling and is like, oh, I need you to pull the weight in this area or that area, like, why not? Because I mean, it's not like the woman that you're messing with, and this could be any guy, like it's not like the woman you're messing with is a broke bitch. They're not. If they're not making money right now, they know how to get that money. They were making money before, they making money before you, they gonna make money after you. Okay. If they're not doing it right now, it's probably because of a choice that y'all made together or whatever. And they just, but honestly, a girl can get some money tomorrow. Like it's not hard. So it's like, if you really need that, I got you on that. But if I got you on everything else too, it's like something has to give. You know what I'm saying? So do I believe in 50-50 like that? It's just to a certain extent. I don't think that women should, like, I guess, voluntarily do it, I guess, if that makes sense, because men lead, and so if they lead on that, no, I got this, I got that, I got da-da-da-da, then that's what the woman should expect. Okay. Now, if they're down on their luck and they're like, but I need you to do that, then I don't see why a woman wouldn't be like, oh, okay, because it's not hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you love each other and there's respect, it's like you need help, I'll help you. I need help, you help me.
Yeah, that's like, we're not selfish in that way. Like, so, and even if it was the other way around, I mean, I don't know, but I don't think women who provide and they're the providers, because there's a lot of them out there. I don't think that they would be all, oh no, I pay the bills, I pay the I pay the. Like, you gotta go.
Yeah, and
like,
there's always an exception, and there's toxic on every side, but it definitely is more heavy on the male side, because again, if they want to be a provider and that's the energy they're coming with, you can't also be like, well, I'm going to control every aspect of your life now because I pay.
Exactly.
I just think that, and money is just energy, really. Like if you really, I mean, this is a whole other conversation, but if you really break it down, money is just energy. Mm-hmm. So you're now using this energy to control the other person. Mm-hmm. So none of that.
It's just none of that. And it's unnecessary. And, just on the other note too, like even with women, like, I was thinking about it earlier, but some men would be like, oh, if you hang out with a whole bunch of hoes, then you a hoe. Like, no, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Now, what if we're all just women? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what if some women are just further along in whatever they like to get down with, or how they like to get down, and some women aren't? Or what if some women been there, done that, and they just don't want to do that no more? Okay. What if some women haven't been there, haven't done that, but want to live vicariously through women who are out there living their life? You know what I'm saying? For me, I just don't think that I always think that it's just levels to it, but there's some type of just similarities, something that connects y'all, something, I just feel like women call each other out a little bit more or whatever, and men just be like dapping each other up.
You think women help keep the other friends in the group more accountable, more so than men do in general?
Yeah, I do, and that's my opinion, because I don't care what y'all talking about.
Look, it's a hot take.
I know that the men's gonna be like, no, because y'all women, y'all keep secrets to each other and all this stuff. Nah, bruh, nah. Like, because whatever, I think, like, especially like a girl like me, I actually let my friends know when they're messing up. Or, for example, if we want to bring the hoe shit back, I'll be like, okay, you kind of being a hoe. Maybe dial it back just a little bit. But if you don't want to, then that's your prerogative. Okay. But I'm just saying, if you told me just last week you was trying to do X, Y, Z and be this way, and that's the way you'd going, that's not being this way and that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's just the mother in me as well. But like, my goal is to always help guide like my group of girls into the direction that either we've all talked about that we want to go, or what they personally was like, oh, I want this, I want that. Like, for a lot of the friends that I have, they're like, oh no, I want a husband, or I want children, I want to be a mom, I want to da. But if their actions are not in that direction, I'll be like, you not gonna get your husband acting like that?
Or you'll get the wrong kind of husband who's matching your energy, and now it's a toxic relationship.
Yes, and that's not something you want to be in. So I do think that women do have more authentic and honest conversations in that way, where, again, men just be like dapping each other up. There's men out there who know that their homeboys are not good dads, and they still be like, man, but you man, you show them how to do that hook, that left hook and stuff. Yeah, you good dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, but they're not going to tell them, or they're not going to encourage them. There's men out there who know that the dude should be, catering to his woman more, taking time for his woman more, but be out with his homeboys, like be out with me, or like say I'm a dude. And it's just like, you out with me, and we just bullshitting. And I know you got a loving, caring woman at the house and all this stuff. But yeah, let me just dap you up, nigga. Let me just dap you up, because I'm not going to push you to go be there.
Or they lie for each other.
Yes.
And I mean, of course it goes both ways. Women, men, everyone does it.
Yes.
But we're specifically talking about that right now.
Yes.
And I just wish that there were more male groups, so to say, communities that were healthy, that guys could go and just kind of express their emotions. I know that that's so hard for men in society in general. And it's so much easier for women to find other women to just, cry and let things out and talk about things and be vulnerable. And it's so much more difficult for men to do that and to find their tribe. So I really urge you, if you are a male and you're listening and this resonates with you, to find a group of guys, whether it's one guy, 5 guys, whether you've known them your whole life or they're new friends. Try to find a community of men who are not toxic, who are emotionally intelligent, self-aware, and surround yourself with those people and see how your life changes. I think it's so important for men, especially because, like I said, women kind of naturally do that more so. And sometimes I just see guys who have so much potential. Some of my own friends, they have so much potential to be really great men. But like you said, they kind of hang around the wrong people. They hang around people that bring them down. And again, this can apply to women too. You hang around people that bring you down just because you've known them your whole life. Oh, that's been my homie for 15 years. Doesn't mean they're good for you now. So check in with yourself and really ask yourself, am I hanging around people that are bringing me down, or am I hanging around people that are elevating me to the next level? And once you get that answer, start to think about who you want to surround yourself with.
Yeah, that's so true. And I just think that in the case of men, I just feel like they don't do that because, again, back to what I originally said, they give each other respect on the most littlest things, the most bare minimal things, and not the things that they just need to be doing, So respect that. Like,
respect yourselves.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next hot take, which is being a mom doesn't cancel the baddie in you. So tell me about that.
I'm just saying, just because I'm a mama doesn't mean I'm not the baddest mother puff out there. Okay. Please and believe. And that's something that I even had to start like getting back into myself. Like, hold up, before I was a mom and this super mom that I'm trying to be but cannot achieve because it's like impossible, I was me, I was T. I was Tyler. I was, just this human who has ambitions and goals and dreams that I put on hold, which is like, it sounds so like cliche in the sense of, oh, that always happens. But some women don't ever get out of it. Some women don't ever get out of that rut. Some women really fall into just being that mom. And I just want to encourage, the mothers out there that you don't have to fall into it to where you stay there and to where you're stuck and to where you're lost and you lost yourself. You don't know who you are anymore. You've been wearing this like cloak, this whole time. Like you are underneath there, again, like I've been reconnecting even with people from my past, who have known me for a long time. Like like just a little bit about me. Like I've been going to performing arts school forever. Like I went to performing arts school forever for acting, musical theater, all that stuff. So it's just like when I became a mom, I kind of like put all that stuff down. But then when I go back and reconnect with my friends from the performing arts schools that I went to and stuff, they're all like, Tyler, like you're talented, you're this, you're that, like just reminding me like who I am and the light that I shined like throughout school, through the stages, through the hallways, through the classrooms, and just everything, And so I just want to encourage moms, like, remember who you are or who you were, rediscover yourself and who you can be. Motherhood just amplifies you. It amplifies the baddie in you, like, your inner soul, but even outwardly, like you just develop into this beautiful like goddess almost, the body transforms. The way you look at your body transforms, the way you feel about your body transforms. And like, dang, sometimes I look in the mirror, I'll be like, dang, you a bad mother puffer. And you a mama? You sure you a mama? Like, are you sure? Because sometimes I'm like, whoa. And sometimes my body looks like even better than when I was super skinny or even at one time I was way more thick. You know what I'm saying? And it's just all just like balanced itself out, and even afterwards, like let's say you're a mom who has a baby and you of course gain weight because that's what the body does. And then some moms like fall into this whole thing of you can snap back. Like there was a whole era when I was pregnant, 2018, when mamas was snapping back online, and that was like the thing, right? It wasn't like normalized to be like, this is not what a normal snapback looks like. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was just like stupid pressure. But for moms out there now, it's just like, you're not going to do that. You're not going to naturally like just snap back or whatever. It takes time. Like my son is 7 now, and I feel like my body finally looks like awesome, especially to the point where I could work out and start really seeing like what's happening, like the toning happening, just everything, where before, right after I gave birth to him, that wasn't going to happen. Not even a year after, like right away. Just some women, yes, but most no, especially me. I was thick, all this stuff. No, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm a baddie. Like I can't lie. I'm the baddest mother puffer. Next to this one, she a bad mother puffer too. And that's also too, like, anybody can be one. It's just in you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, when I want to wear it, how I want to wear it. I just did also a hot take recently on TikTok about having a belly piercing, because I still have mine. I do not care. I'll never take it out.
You had to take it out right when you were giving birth, right?
Surely did not.
Oh, you didn't? They always say that
all the way through, but and my regular piercing, I wore it through, and I had hopes of getting the pregnancy belly rings because I was that determined. I'm like, I'm not gonna have it closed up like at all.
Yeah, I keep hearing that that's the only time you really have to take it out, but I guess that's not true.
You could get a flexible one. You know what I'm saying? And I was going to. The thing that happened with me though, I did give birth to my son prematurely. So he only lasted up to 7 months. So I had my regular piercing in for that whole entire time without it really like bothering me, but I'm sure for someone who's in their 9th month,
or has twins or something.
Yeah, that would be some irritating shit. So, I mean, I probably would have ended up taking it out if my stomach got too uncomfortable, but best believe I'm gonna put it right back in. So that's what I'm saying too. It's just like, I still am gonna just wear what I want and what makes me feel cute and, like a baddie, beautiful.
As you should.
Like it is what it is. Like I work for this body after having a baby. And so it is what it is.
You deserve to feel bad. Mm-hmm. Not in a bad way. That sounds so bad. You deserve to feel bad. Okay, so now I just want you to envision younger Tyler in front of you. What age do you envision when you think of younger you?
I don't know why, but as soon as you said that, I already thought of me 8.
At 8. Okay, yeah. So now talk to her and give her a message. If you could tell her anything, what would you say?
Oh, little Ty. I would just tell her that you are bright and you're going places. Like, just keep that passion that you have for making, the world brighter with your smile, with your intuition, with your realness, because it kicks in good. And yeah, you're going to go far, but stay true to yourself and just don't let everybody in all the time because you're too kind for that and people take advantage. But other than that, you're already winning, girl. You winning at life. So.
That's so sweet. I love that. Okay, so now I'll just let everyone know where they can connect with you, where they can find you. Since you're coming back to your baddie self, you might be posting again. Who knows?
I definitely am. I definitely am posting again, and you can see everywhere or anything that I post on TikTok under Bad Mother Puffa. You can also catch me on Instagram. That's like my main platform. Tyler Therapy on Instagram. And you can also catch me on music streaming platforms as Bad Mother Puffa as well. Because I am going to be having some new music. I've obviously experienced some more life, so it's definitely going to be some more lyrics happening, and I want y'all to all, catch that and vibe out to that. So
beautiful. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tyler, for sharing your stories with me today. I know it's super vulnerable to sit here and just share all sorts of things, and I super appreciate it. Yeah. And for everybody out there listening, thank you so much for hanging with us, and we'll see you on the next episode.